All right, let's see here. Get that in set up. There we go. Grand Trunk Western, hello. All right. Adam Holman, hello. All right. So seeing as we have a couple of people, might as well not let people get bored. Here we are. And so the first engine I'm going to be working on is this K4. It broke again. So now I have to fix that. So, all right. If I remember correctly, take this bolt out. Jeez. And what I have out of sight is a little magnet that's just holding various parts that I don't want to lose because I'll never find them. K-Master 2007, hello. And we'll remove the cylinders. Take this right out. And remove the side rods. These old engines are really well built, but there's a lot of things holding them together. And now I'm losing the parts. So, K-Master 2007, do you have a Pilot trailing truck for that engine? No, but I do have a paperclip. That is my tender, trailing truck, and everything else all combined into one. So, it's hard, but it works. I'll show the paperclip when I get this thing to work again, because it quit right after I finished recording that video that I posted earlier. You know, what quit? That's the question. The magical paperclip. Yep. 6039, you're right on the money there. I hope nothing came unsoldered. Better not have come unsoldered. Solder's been here for probably better part of 80 years. Take this out. This is broken. This is metal. And this is still soldered on. So here's what the inside of this looks like. Just a little piece of metal. Nothing fancy, but it worked. So nothing's broken down there, which is interesting, because I'd figure that would be the first place to go. But it's intact. Light turns on, it picks up power just fine. And I'm dropping washers. Light comes on, it works fine, but it doesn't go, which is making me a bit upset. Another thing that's making me upset is I can't find the screws. Put this little devil get out. Right there we go. He's in there. All right. Now finding out what went wrong, that's the fun part of this. I really don't want to take this motor compartment apart because that's when things get interesting. It's a pain in the rear end. Q-tips, Q-tips. Grand Trunk Western, my new project is being very stupid. Now, which project would this be? I cannot export it without errors occurring every time. I've been there before. Every time I try and get these things to run, error. That's all that comes up. And that explain it. This is all coming off the reverser barrel, and if the reverser barrel doesn't work, that renders the model absolutely useless. So, hopefully this will go easy. K-Master 2007. My brother and dad have combined 3 post-war steam engines from Lionel, 2026 and 2 2046s. My grandfather has a Texas Special 2026 and 2046 yellow trolley and a FA-FB. Actually, what I'm going to be working on is a set of FAs and FBs. They're just sitting off to the side. Now, they run, but they don't run the best. They sound like a real freight train. Not a good thing, not a bad thing, but they're not supposed to sound like a freight train. Yeah, error without a computer. No kidding. I'm pretty sure the most sophisticated piece of machinery is this reversing unit, and they've been around for God knows how long. Lionel's reverser units, they're pretty much the same exact thing, just a little more tall. Hopefully this one works. I'd hate to have this broken. And don't tell me. Well, it's working. I have absolutely no clue what's causing this thing to not work. I mean, I could try opening up the motor, but that never ends well. Ever. Oh, jeez. Better not. Well, I could try testing this thing, but might as well. Everybody hang on. K-Master 2007, what's the problem? I have absolutely no clue. I'm hoping that this barrel for the reverser unit, that's this little part hiding right in there, I'm hoping that's the problem, because I have extras. But if that's not the problem, then it really beats me, and I'll take the motor apart, see what's going on. But if everybody will just wait on 1 minute. I have to use the No You paper. Let's see, turn that on. I'm praying that all goes well. It's shorting the track, of course. While I'm down here, I'll just grab the paper clip. This is my fancy tender, and it's shorting the track. Last time that happened, it was an issue with the motor. So, getting on to it, I believe it is an issue with the motor, because all the pickups are in line, and I had no clue what else it would be. All right. So, now everybody here on YouTube watching this is going to get to watch me freak out while I open up this motor, because I absolutely hate opening these up. I thought it might... No, the paperclip doesn't short the track. It doesn't touch the track. And these are very long screws, threaded all the way down. So, this out. Take out the brushings and find out what the heck is causing problems. I don't know, this is still clean. It's nice and shiny. Maybe there's something stuck in the little sections over here. Let's see. That's weird. There's absolutely nothing that could be gumming this commutator up, and it's shorts. I don't know. I mean, really, this thing is just an oversized pull mower or any other motor. It's 3-pole, and it was working a day ago, and now it's not. K-Master 2007, did you try cleaning the contacts? If there's any fairly sized dirt clumps anywhere in the circuit, yeah, I should probably do that, but I rarely do that because there's such a pain in the rear end to get out and get back in and everything else. So that could be our issue, and I'm hoping that's the issue. But first, just because I have it opened, might as well clean out the little bearing in here. These things were built like the real steam engines. Friction, everything. Not a single bar bearing. Alright. 1 and a 2. And I should probably put some grease on this before I put it back in, because I'll never get it without the grease. And away it goes. Alright, now where'd that little part go? If everybody will excuse me for 1 minute. Where are you? There you are. Alright, there we go. That's fixed now. I'll put this back in. Ooh, geez. Run that in a tiny bit. Everything seems to be okay. I just reworked these springs, which really aren't springs, but they work. And I just redid them. So it better not be those. But yeah, these contacts are disgusting. K-Master, you were probably right. Yep. So everybody keep your fingers crossed. Let's hope this is our only issue. Uh, 6039. Hey, would you mind if I joined on your side of the stream? Blender exporter failed again. Typical Blender. Well, there's your dirty contacts. I'll give it that. Jeez. I've had my fair share of post-war and pre-war work. I've seen all kinds of problems. Yeah, this thing is pre-war, and it's an absolute pain in the rear. Seems that every time I open it up, a new problem comes after I close it back. Okay. Trying to see. I don't know what happened to this thing. It's all chewed up. It's in horrible shape. I don't know. Hope it's not grease. Just crap coming off of the commutator. The new stuff is horrible because you can't touch the wiring or microchip might go nuts. Yeah, I accidentally run my Jeep 38 over a magnet with the sound going, so sound doesn't work anymore, and I probably won't fix it. So now it's just my silent unit. And get everything. All right, so it seems to me to be cleaning up, so hopefully I'll be able to put this back together without the entire locomotive shorting out again on my transformer and track. Okay, time for the fun part. Oh, geez. Aside from chasing the pickups all over my desk. There we go. Take this, put that like, oh geez. That's an issue. That's a tiny issue. All right, where did I put those tweezers? There they are. Guess the locomotive won't be making it into trains tonight. Okay. Come on. All right, time for heavy measures. All right. Good. And if all goes well, oh, geez, I don't want to break this again. Oh, come on. Ah, got him. And lost him. Nothing will get you fed up faster than these old motors. I swear it. There we go. That's it. That's it. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Okay, so now I have to again, go through the painstaking process, pushing this up without losing both of them. You know what? That's it. Taking this out so that it doesn't break. Should have done that earlier. Okay, we'll just have to do it the interesting way. Put the hard one in first. There goes the tweezers. And there goes the contact. Tane has the coronavirus, not the corona issues. Ha 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 ha. Yes. Headlight issues in Tane. Come on. Sorry if I'm not very talkative in this part. I just really need to concentrate on getting these tiny itty bitty minuscule parts where they're supposed to be without that happening. I'll get those tweezers when I need them. And push that up a tiny bit. All right. It's in. It's in, it's in, it's in. I have to get a smaller screwdriver out. And there. Okay, now I do need those tweezers. Let's see if I can. All right. Looks like the paper's going up again. Right. And find the screws, which seem to like to stick to my vice grip. There we go. All right, that's in there good. And this is not. Get this out without breaking anything is the fun part. And push this. Move this back into view. That might help a bit. And this is my absolute least favorite part of anything. Putting the brushes in. Alright, that might make it a bit easier. Have more slack there, or less slack there, my bad. And all my tools start falling down. As long as I could hold that there. Okay, well, hopefully the rest of this goes easy. But that never happens when I want it to happen. I rest my case. There it goes again. Come on, come on. These little parts are the absolute worst things ever, might I say. And I'm hoping that this is all that is needed to fix this entire locomotive. Okay, it's almost in there. Okay. All right. Stay like this, and everything should go well, and it's in for now. There's the contact. Put in this chewed up contact. Snap it down. And just like that, it's all in place for now. So hopefully it stays in place. All right, now I have to get the paper back out so I can move this thing down to the track and bring the camera with me. So everybody keep your fingers crossed. It shorts the track out again. That's what gets me. This thing should not be shorting anything out. It's wired right. The contacts are in. They're cleaned. And I'm running it on a good controller. And the perfect green blinking light. You know what it might be? It might be this reverser unit because it has something to do. Nope. All right, well, since I need the power to do these tests, might as well just leave the camera down here for a little bit. Take this up. Just about. Interesting. Now it's not shorting. Got him. All right, awesome. Awesome. This should almost be it. And reverse is working. Ooh, you got a little kick there. It's trying to go. And it's not shorting the track out. Recording is good. And that's what gets me. Did you give her some oil or lube it up? Yeah, I did the big worm gear. Oh, wait. That's probably why it was shorting. It's like pretty much like that. Just my luck. I think some oil is probably in order. All right. Put this back over and bring this up here to my desk. Grab the K4. Put that on my desk too. All right. Just like that. Back where we started. I have to find my oil, get my oil. Take this little tiny piece out. And put very absolute minimum amounts of oil. Put that by the shell. Give this a spin. Put this little guy back in here. Take it out. And get my Q-tip because I found something that's not supposed to be right where it is. Grease on the motor. All right, well, hopefully some of that made it to the bearing. Now I have to find my cap for the oil, which is always hiding somewhere. It's not supposed to hide. Oh well, I'll just leave this up against an FA for now. Give this a spin around. So, fingers crossed, that's all that was needed. Put that right back in there. Stick another Q-tip right in here. And there it is. Hiding right on my keyboard. So, keeping my fingers crossed, this will be one of the last times I have to work on this engine, and now I have to take the paper and put it up here again so I could take this back down to the track, test it, all the fun stuff that requires me to test an engine. Here we go. Shorts again. Just great. What did I say? Every time I handle this engine, something else breaks. There. Well, it worked for a sec. Okay, and move that a little bit. Again, it works for a second. Shorts out. And that's weird. That's not supposed to do that. Well, something fell from the engine. Piece of dirt, hopefully. Eureka! And it magically starts working. All right, time to reassemble this thing, which requires me to again get the paper so that I could transport my computer from here to the desk. All right, it works. Finally. And I don't have to take the motor apart again. That's the best part. Screw this back in. Make sure this is nice and tight. Crank down on all the bolts. And this thing's already hot. That one was loose. And there we go. Time for the fun part. This is just reverse the process of taking it apart. And hopefully it will be just as easy as taking it apart, but I always find that it's never as easy. But it's in, so lucky break this time around. Yeah, let me move this down a bit more. Okay, what screws and bolts went with what? This one could go right in there. That's in. That was almost really bad. That was almost really, really bad. And that part was bent. That right up there for now. You know what? Because these were tape to go away, and because these were slightly loose, I'll crank down a tiny bit on them. There we go, nice and tight. Take this and take this, and hopefully, praying that everything goes well, it might work. Take these bearings, put that there, put that there. And that's one side. That's okay, Mr. 2007. I took apart a Williams SD45. That engine had slight frame issues and had derailing the engine on a bridge. So we had to do was bend a tab. Yeah, slightest things will upset certain engines. Williams engines I found are quite reliable though. And that's pretty surprising because it's Bachmann. And it's actually cheap. Williams are cheaper models. So, all right, there we go. That's in place. That's in place. Crank this screw down. That wire, because it's in the way. And that's almost it. One. Spin this around. Two. Put that there. Get this little bugger out from hiding in there. Put him right there. Crank down on this. And that's in there good. Okay, Master 2007. Yeah, Williams is really good and Bachmann makes good stuff. Yeah. Bachmann, now I'm sure most people here are familiar with SMT mainline. He's no fan of Bachmann, and I have to side with him on this. I have a Bachmann i10SA, and it absolutely stinks. It has chipped gears, and one of the gears snapped while I was trying to fix them. So, I'm not a huge fan of Bachmann's. However, my Williams Trainmaster is probably my best engine in the entire fleet. A lot better than this engine, I'll give it that. But, again, for I don't know, 80 odd years or something like that, this thing's been pretty good to stay around. Missing some parts in between there. But, what could you do? Move that there. Tack that in. And just like that, so long as I don't jinx it, K4 is back in one piece. Alright, time to test it again. Uh-oh. It decided to take the magnet with it. There we go. Nothing better seized or broken or got caught again. Well, and away it goes. That was at full power in reverse. This thing hates reverse. But now it's time for paperclip. Alright, that's in there. And away it goes. All right. Well, now that that's back in working order, time to clean up those Elco FAs. All right. And try and get everything back in order with this. There we go. Elco time. Here's the brake squeal B unit. So, you know what? I think we'll fix this first because I don't feel like taking apart another motor yet. K-Master 2007, does the locomotive at least have a drawbar? No, no drawbar, nothing. The K4's only drawbar is its paperclip. absolutely nothing on the inside. I don't know what I was expecting. Anyways. Wedge this. Get in there. Get in there. Well, I'll give Lionel credit. These super annoying clips are really, really annoying. At least to keep the wheel sets on. I tend to attack it with 2 screwdrivers. Wish they just used nut and bolt. All right. Well, that doesn't want to come out. Time to do it the fun way. This is steel wool, and it's absolutely probably horrible. But it's what I have, it's what I'm using. So, time for the tedious process of steel wool. The FA FBs are some of the cheapest Lionel engines made. Yeah, these are cheap. I paid $40 for these locomotives, but they're absolutely awesome looking, and I love them. So, I really like these engines. They're really cool looking, and they will stay on my railroad. So, I mean, I don't know if you want to call these engines bad. They have they actually have, I'm pretty sure, post-war tooling. I don't know what year these are really from, but I pulled a 6-car train with these locomotives, and it had absolutely no problem pulling them. So, I can't butcher Lionel for that. But I can butcher them for making it super hard to get into the trucks of pretty much half of everything they make. No more annoying squeal. I'll leave some of the rust on. It gives it character, I guess. I made them from 65 to 90 or so. I think these ones might be one of the earlier ones. They're not in horrible condition, but they're not in great condition. They've seen some garage time. Grand Trunk Western 6039 U1C. Stupid truck. Yeah, pretty much. These trucks are being stupid. I'll give them that. And it's the really rusty ones that aren't squeaking at all. Ah, geez. What are the odds? What are the odds? Lubrication, I guess. That ought to do it. One there, one there, one there, one there. Okay. Well, it's not making any annoying brake squeal sounds, so I'll consider it fixed. You know, since they're not for sale anymore, no more price tag. And I will scrape the crap off of this price tag. There we go. All's well that ends well. Well, that one's good. Time for this one. Now this one's actually got a motor. So the worst is Real O stuff. I bought a Real O Atlas car. I didn't know it was Real O, so by the time I was putting it on the track and reading the box, I realized what I'd done. I'd goofed. So my grandfather he had to take like 3 hours to take the whole thing apart and replace it with Lionel trucks. Ouch. These things are not fun to take apart necessarily. None of the old Lionels are. I mean, you could call it good tactics, but... Time for more annoying Pullmore motors. Yay. Actually, the reverser unit's actually in really good condition in this thing. I'll give it that. This is one of the better ones I've seen. I mean, it's been repainted, as evidenced by the different colors in the paint. And this will take some time to steel wool. Pretty much, I have absolutely no doubt this thing has seen quite a bit of garage time. Mechanism-wise, the post-war stuff is easy, but it's still quite complicated. Yeah, I mean, I have some engines hiding in a box. It's just, if I could get the box out. Stuff hiding in here, just along with other random crap. This is one of those little N-scale engines, HON30 AHM. That's quite simple. It's just got a motor and wires going to it. But it's a pain in the rear to work on. These things, you can see where the wires are going, and they're easier to work on because they're bigger. And that's pretty much the simple reason. And pull this up. I might just have to repaint it. Not repaint it, but touch-up paint. And the wires coming off. Actually, the sleeve for the wires coming off. That's bad. Well, oh well. Hopefully it doesn't burn up on me. That would be upsetting. And I can't get this light bulb out. So, oh well. You know what, since this is in bad condition, I might as well check the commutator. These ones are slightly easier to put back away. Put back in, so. Open this up. Oh, that's a screw. All right, take that out. and lift this up slowly. And it's not coming up. Good. Goody, goody, good. Holy crap. Of all things, that is the shiniest commutator I've ever seen. Holy crud. Awesome. This thing's just like a record. You know, I'm just going to use my time working on 2046s and 2056s. It seems that easy to work how it works, but all the stuff is a pain in the rear to take apart. Yeah, anything is a pain in the rear to take apart. Just about everything. Now, one of my other hobbies is I work on bicycles. Those are a pain in the rear, especially if they fall on your rear. But it's actually got a lot of grease just everywhere inside of it. Commutators aren't supposed to be that, or no, this motor casing probably shouldn't be that color. But everything's looking pretty solid underneath. Somebody went in here and did some work. But instead of hiding these under there, you should just take them up here where they're slightly more accessible. And now, the painstaking process of cleanup. That's one. Now, a little fun fact about that railroad or model railroad that I have on my floor. I call it the Q-tip Central for the simple thing that normally these things are littered all over the place on it. Okay, well, getting close. I really don't feel like taking any other bits of this off or apart. Drop that. Clean the rest of this out. And hopefully within the next half an hour, this will be done. But I have absolutely no clue, because these old Lionels are absolutely unpredictable. They'll be running fine one day, and the next day, you'll find them on the floor in pieces. Well, that seems about it. Clean some of the rest of this up. But the old Lionels could also be indestructible. Yeah, these things are, they're a mixed bag. You'll find some, I mean, that 1060 that I worked on a bit back, that thing is pretty much indestructible. Besides a bent rod, I pulled it full power in front of a 6-car train and highballed down the main line with it. And it went good until the bent axle knocked it off track. But they're pretty much indestructible. Some of them. But you don't really see damage on the shells besides broken horns and whistles. There's really not a whole lot that goes wrong all the time with these, which is awesome. All the early stuff you can't break, really. Well, in the most part, it's because there's not a lot of stuff to break. The newer models are circuit boards inside with a motor. That's about it. Add in the occasional super fancy, high detailed model of a certain engine that has tons of little detail parts, but these things are all cast in. If the shell's broken, it'll be broken everywhere. Went like 4 feet onto the floor, incident, nothing happened. Yeah, I mean, I was sitting by my 1060 just waiting for it to derail pretty much. And it went around a few laps before it derailed. They're surprisingly reliable engines, these old Lionels. I gotta give them credit where credit's due. Ooh, that's bad. Put that there, put that there. And start scraping everything out, and of course, onto the locomotive. But trying not to do that. And cleaning that up. And it's actually got a serial number still, so that's a good thing. But this thing has definitely been worked on in the past. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. I'll give it that. All the Lionels, even the Hudsons, were meant for 027s. Like many of the Polar Express, can go full speed on 031s and it won't derail. Yeah, Lionel's older stuff, along with some of their newer 027 stuff, it's pretty much indestructible. That's because it's meant for smaller kids, but these older ones shouldn't be handled by smaller kids. For the simple reason, they're old and some of them are pretty brittle. In the plastic. And the wires. Okay, then. And just like that, fingers crossed. And hopefully, once I, of course, put these back in, because these are important. We'll contact the way that goes. That in and that in. And lift this up. And hold this upside down so that the contacts don't fly out. And it's in, just like that. Twist that so that could get there. Twist that so that could get there. And time to put this thing piece by piece back together. The only steamers from back that kids shouldn't really mess with the 700 series Hudsons. Yeah, the 700s, those are worth lots of money. And sometimes you'll be walking around and you'll find one at a garage sale for $25. Hasn't happened yet to me, but I'm in no hurry. Personally, I think these are more collectibles than anything. These older Lionels, there's a lot of stuff for people to get pricked and shocked and everything else on. And they've been out of production for a really, really long time. But Lionel has been coming out with these FAs, and they released a series a long time ago but geez, it had to be back in 2012. They had a series of them released, and they've been continuously releasing them since then. I don't know if they came out with it earlier, but oil. Put this on where it says it has to go. I love these old Lionel engines because they tell you exactly where everything has to go. They're really meant to last forever, these little things. Well, they're not so little, but... I've never seen one, but I've heard the stories of cheap 700 Hudsons. I mean, you never know. Somebody might find something in their garage, think it's absolute junk, and it'll turn out to be worth a couple $1,000s, and you could score it for $10, $20. What I find works is tell them what's wrong with it. That makes the price go all the way down. Pretty much no matter what. All right. Get in there with this. Get in there with my oil. No, wait. No, there's nothing holding these onto the side. So it'd be pointless to oil on sides. All right. It's there, and everything seems to be good. There is a category of people who overprice stuff. Yeah, there's people who overprice, and then there's people who have absolutely no freaking clue what they have until it's gone. All right, there we go. Back in one piece and getting caught on my headphone wires. Not headphone, mic. Oil the front a bit. Clean this up because it's dirty, as with the rest of this engine. And clean that up a tiny bit more. Okay. And do a last little bit of oiling after I figure out where the heck that went. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, and tiniest bit of oil on each side of the pickup rollers. There we go, and find out where, there it is. Put this back over here. Now, put the shell back on. Pray that everything works. I mean, I gotta give Lionel credit. They knew how to build engines that lasted forever. Alright, now what is going on here? There we go. Oh, shoot, I better not have scratched the paint, and it didn't. Good. Alright. Fingers crossed, everything's good. Okay, and this is an extra screw that's not extra. That's why, because I forgot to put the other screw on the bead in. All right, time to test these and pray that they work. I have confidence that they should work, but you never know. Just like the old American Flyer stuff, you absolutely will never truly know. Okay. Back down here. Skateboard is off the track. Now, one thing I do like about this engine is it has magnet traction. That still actually works. Put this on. And this is garbage. Well, that explains a little bit. So what I probably should do next time is make sure that the reverser unit actually is intact. Back to the bench. If it has magnet traction, it is post-war. Yeah, I guess it's post-war then, because this thing's got some pretty good well, not post-war. This thing's got some pretty good trucks for traction. And pull this out. Throw that back there. And unscrew this again. There we go. Lever's back where it's supposed to be. And, just like that. Fixed. It's the stupid things that'll slow you down. That's intact. Everything seems to be intact and good. So what I think I'll do is I might throw a drop of oil underneath here. So that it could actually turn. Go to the other side and do the same thing. All right. And praying that everything works. Take two action. It's on. Well, that's one. And that's two. That's weird. Something's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. Well, those Fords. And it quits on back. That's confusing me. Oh, well, that might explain a little bit. There was a little bit of wire hiding. What are the odds? Yeah, well. Well, that's confusing. And quite frustrating. Goes fine forwards. There it goes back. Maybe something just had to get worked out of the system. You little devil. Jeez. Well, it works. Anyways, I'm gonna put this back. K-Master 2007 loud. Yeah, these things are loud. They'll give you a headache if you run them for too long. That's not because they're loud. All right, well, everything seems to be in good enough working order. And everything seems to be good. So with that, I'll wait a few minutes before I cut down the stream. And I'll take a couple questions if anybody has any. But these things are finally working. And they don't squeak. So I guess I'll call this a successful restoration. Let's see. About how many locomotives do you have? B units included. I have, or non-powered units included, I should say. I have 1, 2. 10 or 11 locomotives. That's not including my HO scale locomotives. I have 4 of those. 2 don't work, 2 do work. But this thing's working again. All that's missing is the horn. So I could take a few more questions if anybody has any. Jeez. These old engines, nothing gets your hands dirtier faster. In all, N, HO, and O, I have 15, including non-powered units. Nice. I forgot about N scale. I have 2, 3. I have 4 N scale units, 4 HO scale units, and then 2, 4. 11 O scale units. So that total brings me to about 19 units. And more are definitely going to come. I cannot deny that. Now, I have no clue what will be going on and what won't be going on with train shows. Most of my stuff is rolling stock. Yeah, it's generally a rule of thumb for most people. Have more rolling stock than engines. I'm actually short on cabooses for these locomotives. I don't have Boston and Maine cabooses yet. I always throw in that yet because I'll get them someday. This should make it turn a little bit easier. All right. Well, everything seems to be in good enough to fit my needs working order. So I'll slip this shell back on. Put the screw back in. Scale wide, I'm likely close to 65 pieces. Most likely it's a lot more. Yeah. Throughout all my scales, I have probably like 20 O scale freight cars, 25 or so. No, not 25. 35 maybe. Then I have 9 pieces of HO scale freight cars, and I have 8, 10, I have around maybe 50 some pieces of rolling stock. Working on getting more scale stuff though. That's always the hard part because it's always more expensive. Like these are actually decently close to scale with width. Actually, those hopper cars, I'll put the sheet up real quick. There we go. I'll grab, just because it's closest, this. But they're close enough. So have to put this back up, put this down. I'll take one or two more questions before I end the stream. But currently, I'm going to start putting some of this stuff back because I don't want to lose any more tools. These units are really good at hiding tools. That there, that there. All right. Anyways, everybody who's out there, stay safe. Be careful. Good luck at any train shows that are still going on. I know there was one today. I don't know if that was still on. But there's some train shows out there still, if you're willing to go to them. I don't know. But just pray for the best. And stay safe out there. But for now, this is DLMW 664 Productions. Have a great evening, and signing off.